Hey, hello out there. I am back today, and I'm sorry I haven't posted anything lately on my website. I'm doing some work on the boat. I've been working on the gluing on the bottom strakes and some other things, but it's just a lot of sanding and repetitive work, not particularly interesting. I will definitely take some video and post that though. But this is the reason I'm not getting much work done, because I'm out here fishing. I've got my daughter from Chicago and my wife, who lives with me, surprisingly. And we've been doing really well. We're fishing out of Newport for coho. We've only got 3 in the boat so far today. Caught a lot of wilds. Yesterday we ended up with 5 nice coho. And as much as I want to work on my boat, you know, sometimes just being out here on the water wins out. So here we are. You'll notice we're all wearing our life jackets. I have to say that. I've got the 2 dogs in here, and I just see that Josie threw up on my blanket. Dang. Oh well. We're gonna keep fishing, and I will post when I get some work done on my boat. All right, so when I'm not building boats and fishing in the ocean, I'm climbing mountains with my kids. Hey, good morning, folks. It has been a while since I've had time in the shop. I've got some time this morning for my nephew's wedding. To come out here and finish out gluing up the shear shelf caps, strikes, whatever you call them. I've done one side. I'm going to do the other side while I've got an hour to do this. It's all sanded down and smooth. I just washed it down with ammonia water to clean it up, and I'm ready to do that. But before I get started on that, I did want to share a couple of things that occurred to me this morning that may be pretty obvious to others, but I don't profess to be the fastest learner or the most experienced person. So, as you can see here, this is one of my fine DeWalt drills, and it is totally goobered up with epoxy. It's not pretty. Works fine, but it's ugly. And a few times I've had to go in and clean things up just so I could pull the trigger. And it's just sloppy work. I'm not the neatest person in the world. So it occurred to me this morning that I should wrap it in plastic. I got this other drill, a little bit different model, and I wrap the key points in painter's tape, just so that's where the bulk of the epoxy goes on the hand grip and that, and where you tighten it down and all that. So something to try to keep the tools a little bit cleaner. What else did I figure out? Oh, and working alone, you know, you just think about ways to do things on your own. I was sitting here with my strakes for the caps on my shear along the water line here. I'm using 3/8 inch strips of marine plywood, and I'm stacking 2 of those, so it bends easy, and it's just a nice hard wood, and I know it's waterproof and all that. And they need to be 12 feet long, so I've got them cut in 8-foot and 4-foot strips, and I'm overlapping them. It occurred to me how last time I really struggled with holding those in place. I tried putting some finishing nails in to hold them in place, and they just bent in half. So I pre-drilled the front ends, and as I lay them down, I'm just going to use tape, extra set of hands, tape them in place until I can try to pressure them down. So we'll see if I can show that. But really, it's not rocket science. I'll show you what I've done here so far. So this is the side that I'm about to do. I'll lay the strips here along the shear shelf, coming all the way along here, back 12 feet. I've got it marked up. I drew lines here, so it's sort of funny. Again, a little bit of missing it here is my shelves are not exactly even. You'd probably never notice it. Maybe an 1/8 or a 1/4 inch little difference on the very front end. I'm not sure why I let that go, but I can fix that with the shear shelf. So this one's a little bit lower. I built it up when I added this cap. So I built it up a little bit. I've since measured it. This one will just be fine. I've got it marked, so from the front they'll be dead even. On this side, I laid the cap on, thickened epoxy on every layer, laid the long one down, laid a short one down with a 45-degree bevel cut, and then just sandwiched them along there. So, as you can see, I have pre-wetted along the shear shelf here with basic epoxy, and now I am going to brush on a little bit of thickened epoxy. And I will also come out here. I pre-wetted my 3/8 inch by 3/4 inch strips of marine ply. And I'm letting it set for a little bit and make sure that they're good. Then I'm going to put a layer of the thickened epoxy on there, and I will bring them up here and start assembling them. All right, both layers are down, laminated together, thickened epoxy between them, and now I am taking care of this sort of unevenness with another layer of thickened epoxy to fill that in. Then I will come back with my sander and flatten that out, and I'll have a nice crisp 90-degree joint there. A little more filleting work done here on the underside of the chine caps. I added the thickened epoxy along the edge of the caps on top, and then since I had some leftover wood flour thickened epoxy, I kind of laid that in spots. And now I will let it cure, and then I will come back and spend another few hours sanding. Just as an aside, I think there's probably 5 or 6 of the Great Alaskans, mostly built, that will be up at the Port Townsend Wood Boat Festival in September. No, I'm going to be there. I won't have my boat. It's not far enough along that I really want to get it on a trailer and haul it up there. Too much to do. But I'm going to be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing a number of the boats that have been built in the last couple of years. There are some beautiful ones, and I'll take pictures.